It is going to be a massive jump off. It is going to be an incredibly quick jump off as well. 12 riders have qualified for the 2025 jump off of tonight's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Monaco, in comparison to only 2 in 2024. You remember that? Ines Joly versus Max Kuhne. Joly wins, Kuhne goes second. We are now sitting at 12 riders from round 1 jumping clear, going into that second round, into the jump off. Let's talk about the jump off. Let's show you who is in it, because it's a long list. Let's dive in, starting with Michael van der Vleuten and O'Bailey. He was the first of the riders to qualify for tonight's jump off. The Dutchman will be first to go. Peter de Vos, casual, DVZ, second to go. Simon de Lestre, Cayman Jolly jumper, has been in great form in 2025. Max Weishout, Zucchero will be fourth. Mariana Chavez, isn't that a surprise? Andreas Schau, sixth. Henrik von Ackermann and Iliana, with Lorenzo De Luca and Japaloop making it into the jump off as well. And as mentioned, so big is the jump off, we need a second page. Jur Freeling and Kim Emmen continue to fly the flag for the Netherlands, along with Michael van der Vleuten. Fernando Martinez Soma in a high five. What a result that is for the Mexican. And Harry Charles and Sherlock, the last of the riders to qualify. He will be the last rider into the ring in tonight's jump off. Let's get some thoughts, let's get some reaction as the course reconditioning, as the course rebuilding for the jump off gets done. Let's hear from Mariana Chavez and get some thoughts from her.
Mariana, it is your first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix, and you go and deliver a clear like that. How pleased are you?
I am out of words. My horse, it's amazing. I'm with him for all in 1 year. It's his first 165 stars Grand Prix. It's my second one in life. I couldn't imagine that we could be clear here. He's such amazing. I love this horse so much.
I loved watching your entire team and floods of tears, and yourself as well. Can you just try and put into words what this means to you and everyone around you?
This means a lot. This means 3.5 years with the team working so hard to achieve this kind of thing. I'm really grateful for all the Eco-Hifap team, the Azevedo family, Luis Felipe de Azevedo, he's amazing. And I'm so grateful to have everyone around me, my groom, my mom, my parents, everything, and my horse for sure. Pedro, you are such a star.
When you landed over that last fence and you realized you were clear, I mean, I got goosebumps. What were you thinking?
I just cried. I really just cried, and I'm grateful for everything.
He's an amazing horse. Can you tell us a bit about him and why he's so special?
He was reading for a young girl in Italy before, and I got him when he was 9, so we've been building up to this high level together. So it's really amazing. He's really good mind. It's a horse that gives me confidence to do this kind of level, and he's just amazing. He doesn't have the experience to do such a thing, and he do it like a pro, so he's really a star. He's really special.
What is he like in a jump off?
I would try to do a good plan, to do my best for sure, because it's a good opportunity. I'm surrounded by really good riders, so I'll try to see what they do and try to do the best as I can.
Huge congratulations. It's so lovely to see how much it means. Well done.
Thank you very much.
It's already an incredible result for Mariana. The question now simply becomes, how well can she perform in that jump off? How high up the standings here in Monaco can she finish? That becomes the big question here. Let's talk about what is happening then with regards to more reaction. We want to hear from Andreas Schau, from Henrik von Ackermann. We have plenty of reaction to get ready before the second round. Let's hear from Andreas Schau and Napoli, who are into the jump off.
Andreas, you said to me at the beginning of the week that the bigger the jumps get, the better Napoli jumps, and he proved it in there tonight.
Yeah, he did it. He jumped again. Unbelievable. I had a fantastic feeling. He carried me around like it was nothing. It wasn't actually not my best ride on him, but a few times he just helped me out perfectly. So I'm so happy with him.
Was there any point in the course that you thought it might not go your way tonight?
No, I had a super feeling with him, and when he jumps like this, you trust, you know, he wants to, he's so careful, he wants to be clean. When he makes a mistake, it's just bad luck, a little bit like the other day. He believes he's clear, and then he has an unlucky touch. Okay, the course is a little bit tricky to ride. It's not as big as it normally is, but okay, still big jumps, and he did great.
It's going to be a tough jump off tonight. We've got quite a few in there already, and probably a few more to come. It's going to be competitive.
Yeah, it does indeed. You know, my horse is not fast, so of course the ones that is in is basically the worst ones already clear. But okay, that's part of the game that we know, and I can hope for some mistakes by them and do our best and see where we end.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Is that perhaps some mind games from Andreas Skau? My horse is not that fast. It's what riders like to tell us. I remember Yoli Miltineo saying something quite similar in Madrid. Did she not go on to win the entire Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Madrid? Andreas Skau, over to you. Finally, let's get some thoughts from Henrik von Ackermann, the former world #1, and Ileana jumped clear beautifully and are into tonight's jump off as well.
Henrik, Ileana jumped so superbly in there. When the clear matters, the clear came.
Yeah, really. It was for sure not my smoothest round I had. I actually had a better round in the qualifier, but had one down. And today she tried amazing, and we fought both of us, and the clear round, and that was counted today.
For you, what made it less smooth? Because to us it looked pretty good.
No, I got caught in the tree was very long. I got a little bit close to the wide oxer, so the tree got really far. And then I didn't get out of the corner for the triple like I wanted. I got caught with one more, so she had to make a bit of effort. So I had to really push out, and then it was really short, the 6. But she did a great effort there, and then the rest home was okay. But that middle part was not so smooth and well ridden. But she really tried, and today we had the clear on our side.
Well, it's a testament to you as well and your partnership, because she's got such a heart, but she's trying for a reason.
Yeah, no, she would jump through fire. She's amazing, the mare. She's proven so many times. You know, she don't have the scope or whatever you call it, like a King Edward, but she have a heart like a lion. So and that helps.
Good luck for the jump off.
Thank you.
Those are the thoughts of Henrik von Ackermann and Ileana into the jump off tonight. They will be, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th to go. Olivier Philipparts has stolen all of my notes, so I'm trying to count over his shoulder. I'm trying to see, were you the guy at school that stole homework?
No,
were you
not
that
really,
guy?
No.
Don't lie to me. You weren't that guy?
Oh, actually not.
He's stealing my notes. Olivier Philipparts joins us in the studio tonight. We want to chat about what's taken place in round 1. We want to preview what might come in the jump off and get his thoughts on it. Let's start with you first, Olivier. It looked like really tough jumping today. It looked like a real proper LGCT Grand Prix. Give me your thoughts on how round 1 looked.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about one of the biggest Grand Prix of the season, €1.5 million prize money, a very small arena, so we were expecting a very tough track today.
Talk to me about Dixie Moon. Obviously, I can see the development, I can see the growth. How would you rate how Dixie is coming along?
Well, I mean, she's come a long way. I mean, only a couple of months ago, she has jumped her first 150 class, 155. So
only 11 as well.
Yeah,
long way to go.
Not so much experience second Grand Prix. So for the moment, she's actually the best horse I've got to jump the big classes, and she's came a long way. And I'm hopefully in the rest of the season, I'm hoping to jump one of 2 clear rounds in the Grand Prix. Actually,
Challenging when you have a young horse that's developing and you put them in a tough environment like that, but that's great lessons to learn. Right? There's a huge amount of information for Dixie to take out of a challenge like this.
Yeah, I mean, every round I've jumped, she's always gained more and more in experience. And today I felt actually she managed to hide very well. I mean, of course, she's plenty to learn. The ring is not her most favorite ring, but I think going forward to big arenas like maybe London or Valkenswaard, these are, I think, arenas that suit her very well. So I'm expecting a bit of a better result in those shows.
Did you walk the jump off?
I did not walk the jump off. No, I did not, because I tried to focus on the first round first, and then second round I want to do that later. That's actually my plan, what it was. But I mean, 12 clear rounds today is a bit more than I expected it to be.
It's a lot more than you expected, surely. I don't want to use last year as the example, because obviously there's years that we have more, there's years that we have less, but there were only 2 in 2024. That maybe was on the real low side, but 12 feels on a very, very high side.
Yeah, it's a lot, because I mean, I was twice on the podium here, and then there was only when there were 3 or 4 clear. So I mean, normally it's a very tough arena, very small, but 12 is a lot. But I mean, I'm also talking about the biggest prize money of the year, and I think everybody's coming here with the best horses. So yeah, they all want to win today.
It becomes really difficult when you have a Michael van der Vleuten, you have a Peter de Vos, you have a Henrik von Ackermann, you have a Lorenzo De Luca, you have Kim Emmen, you have Harry Charles. Not only is it big, but it looks on paper to be a really outstanding lineup, this, Olivier.
Yeah, I mean, 12 of those, I mean, they're all very, very strong. And I think they're all very fast riders. But I think the difference today is going to be the horse that's the most quick over the ground. That's going to make the biggest difference because there's so little space to gain time here. So I think the horse who has the quickest canter over the ground is going to win today.
Who do you think then are we looking at here for horses that you feel are really quick across the ground? Who should we be putting a little star next to there that you think fits that box?
I've been looking a bit, of course. I mean, I love Peter de Vos, have a good chance because he's a good friend of mine. But I'd say I have a wild guess, but I think it's going to be either Maximum Weishaupt de Lestre or Henrik or Harry Charles.
Well, there's already 3 or 4. It's a difficult game to play when the list is so big. Michael van der Vleuten, O'Bailey, first rider in. We are alongside Livia Philippaerts, who's giving us some thoughts, some reaction from the jump-off. A 12-rider jump-off starts now. Michael van der Vleuten, O'Bailey begin to set the pace.
Here we go, everybody, fasten up your seatbelts. You are in for a white-knuckle ride this evening, I can promise you. Welcome to the jump-off for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Pins de Monaco, the 19th edition. In the wake of a sensational first round, this will be a cliffhanger. That lady poised again on her partner's shoulders, and Michael van der Vleuten, the winner here in 2019. O'Bailey van het Brouwershoff will take us into action. Michael out over the first and then charges down with this huge striding horse to the wall, and that was very quick. Sharp turn is good back to the double. But the mistake comes entering after a perfect start for Michael. 12A on the ground. Michael then struggles to get back to the Longines Global Champions Tour Oxford with this big, wieldy O'Bailey van het Brouwershoff NOP. This the home turn. Michael then takes his foot off the gas, down to the final fence. It was a really good round. To my estimation, the charge down to the second, the wall was committed. The turn out of the wall back to the...
Michael van der Vleuten sets the pace 4 down, well 1 down rather for 4, 33.59. So tricky when you're the first guy to go, Olivia. No one knows the pace, no one really gets a feel for it. Talk to me about what you saw with Michael as we see Peter de Vos come out.
Mike had a good shot, had the good strides, 1 and 2, he had a long 7, so I think the horse with the biggest stride will do the same. But then towards the end, with the horse with the smallest stride, they're going to add a few left and right, but turn very tight. So I guess those horses are going to be quicker in this class.
There were 1 or 2 here where he felt a little wide. It gives me the impression there's quite a bit of time to shave off that 33.
Yeah, because 1 and 2 is a very long 7 stride, so I think horses with the medium stride are going to make 8 strides and turn even shorter to the next fence.
Okay, time to beat as it stands now. First man has been completed. It's Michael van der Vleuten as a fence down, 4 penalties. A time of 33.59 is what has been set. Peter de Vos and Casual DVZ is next in the ring.
16 Auckland edition. This could be Peter de Vos's moment to shine, I could imagine. Casual DVZ, 4th in Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Madrid. And this outstanding mare, daughter of Corin Tabensky, she's still only 10, but she's got the mileage now to attack. And Peter de Vos comes down to the wall. The turn away is a bit wider than Michael van der Vleuten's to make secure the combination. And he does. Peter de Vos down to the violet spirals and still clear. Left-handed now to the Longines Global Champions Tour Oxford. Casual DVZ is still clear. Peter de Vos now homebound. Casual DVZ at the final fence, and they jump it. I think she lost a little bit of wind in her sails, almost was just impressed with the occasion. Peter had to really sit down and ride. She was not forward thinking to my eye. He comes home with a double clear, but yeah, his expression reflects my impression. Just wasn't quite able to...
Peter de Vos slower, but he keeps all the fences up. He now leads with a clear at 35.39. How did he get over this double, that second fence? How on earth did he do that?
I don't know, I think the horse tripped a bit in the landing or something, got very far away from the vertical. And then you see afterwards, I mean, he lost a bit of time, he lost a bit of rhythm. That's why I think he lost a bit of time left and right, but the horse jumping so good. I think it's ready for the championship. But I think today it's going to be fifth place.
He's left too much on there.
Yes,
he's left too much on there. Simon de Lestre came in jolly jumper. Next in the ring, a clear is now needed because of Peter de Vos, but as Olivia says, perhaps a time of 35.39 is a lot to shave off there. How much can the Frenchman do that? Simon de Lestre came in jolly jumper. In next, the time to beat a clear of 35.39.
Now this pair can knock a chunk of time out of Peter de Vos's time for certain. Came in jolly jumper. Rips down to the wall of the second. Simon de Lestre gets a good turn back to the combination. Cayman well down through there, easily. Simon then extends the stride down to the violet spirals, and this the good turn back to the Longines Global Champions Tour Oxa. The whistles from the crowd as Simon de Lestre down to the Le Casino. Look at the advantage here. Simon de Lestre turns homebound. Cayman picks up a big stride to last. Takes off a mile away. 32.06. Is it enough is the burning question. I'm not certain. I'll put it out there. But we wait and see. Don't doubt this pair's brilliance this year.
I legitimately have goosebumps that just ran down my neck when that clock was stopped. 32.06 from Simon de Lestre. That's shaving a lot off, Olivia. We said, how much do you shave off? He just shaved a hell of a lot off that time. Now we're talking sub 32 all of a sudden.
Yeah, Simon was very fast. I think there was only one spot he could lost a bit of time. It was from the Liverpool Oxer to the Longines Oxer to the rollback turn. But it was very fast for the rest. And my feeling says he'll end up second today.
Yeah, still second? Yeah. Oh, my word. Max Weishaupt and Zucchero next in. You talk to me about the speed of this horse. You're very interested, very excited to see what they do. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Max Weishaupt, the new man in. Time to beat clear from Simon de Lestre. 32.06.
Max Weishaupt tries to give Germany their very first win in this Grand Prix, and Zucchero HV, their first Grand Prix on the Longines Global Champions Tour, is live and kicking in the jump-off. It's quite a steady start for Max as he just secures the wall. Is not chasing down Simon de Lestre at this point. Back to the double. Zucchero crisply down through the green-white Oxford vertical. Max Weishaupt, yes, split time will be surely in arrears. 1.5 seconds here to catch up. Could he make amends in this final run for home? Zucchero HV, will he go for breakdown to the final fence? Max Weishaupt comes on but does not press the gas button down to the last fence. 2.43 seconds is the disadvantage, but it is their first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix and a very secure double clear for Max Weishaupt.
You could identify it almost immediately, couldn't you, that the speed was just not going to be there for Max tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a bit slow, 1 and 2, and then it didn't really catch up for the rest of the class. But I mean, it's only his first year on the global tour, so probably he needs a bit of time. But I mean, the horse jump's so good, riding very good, and I bet it's going to be one who's going to be clear in the next few Grand Prix as well.
For a first year on the LGCT season, on the tour, to jump a double clear in a really tricky ring, he's not going to win it, might not get onto the podium with that, but I imagine for a young man like this to jump the way he has tonight, surely he would still describe this as an outstanding evening for him.
Yeah, I think he has to. I mean, the horse jumped very well, rode very good, and I think he's looking up for the next show already.
Okay, one of the surprises of the jump-off, Mariano Chavez next in the ring. Time to beat still the time of Simon de Lestre, clear, 32.06.
Pre-start this evening, Mariano Chavez is on course. Pedro van der Barleboos, this 10-year-old son of Echo van der Spieveld. Mariano lands well out over the wall. This is a quicker pace than Max Weishaupt, certainly. Down to the double and clear through it. That split time is wrong, but down to the violet spirals into the base of it, I'm afraid. Mariano Chavez, got into the base of it, right at the dim, bleak takeoff point, I'm afraid. Ground zero in effect. But what a performance from her. It has been a sensational maiden Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix for Mariano Chavez. And I take
Talk to me about how much experience plays a part here, because we see someone like Mariana Chavez come in here and made an LGCT performance and made an LGCT debut here. What a night for her to enjoy something like this, but does it not just talk about having been here before, having ridden on the tour for many years? How much of that experience does just calm you down when you're on the horse, Olivier?
Makes a huge difference. I mean, Mariana, she was clear one of the first competitions she ever jumped, so I think she'll be unbelievably happy, and it's very well deserved as well. I think if she learned so much, gained so much experience this year, and I think she'd be delighted with this result today.
Okay, as it stands, Andreas Skau next in the ring. The time to beat still that of Simon de Lestre, 32.06.
The target time. This pair are capable. Andreas Skau gets away. Napoli van Hedneder Rassenthoff down to the second. For the Great Dane turns sharp as you like back to the double. But no, the turn is maybe too tight. He falters into the combination. Andreas then again, very sharp turn back to the Oxa. And yes, 0.35 a second the advantage. This is why I thought Simon de Lestre's time could be beaten. Andreas Skau was going for the jugular of the Grand Prix tonight, but it doesn't come off, I'm afraid. The turn was so sharp back, the combination. I'm not saying too sharp.
Frustratingly for Andreas Skau, he has a fence that goes down, but talk to him about that time. He's proving that being competitive with Simon is actually very doable here tonight.
Yes, and Andreas did not have the fastest horse, and he really tried to make up time in the turns, which also worked out very well. But I think now the next one we'll see with Henrik, a quick horse over the ground. I think he's really one that can beat Simon.
All right, here's a big shout for a potential winner here tonight. Iliana, Henrik von Ackermann. 32.06 is the time to take away from Simon de Lestre. This, if any, is a golden pair to take that away. Let's go see if Henrik von Ackermann does that.
Now the turn of the world number 3, Henrik von Eckermann enters, and a 3-time Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner with King Edward. The Grand Prix in Stockholm, in Chamarin and in Rome. He won in Cascais back in 2013 with Gotha. Henrik is on course with Iliana now. I think he can be quicker. The turn back to the combination is a very good one, but no, same as Andreas Skau. Both pass though for Henrik, I'm afraid. The Scandinavians both in trouble at that early double. And boy, oh boy, this Grand Prix is not letting us off the hook for a split second. It's quite extraordinary. Henrik is going to amble home, but 3 down. And again, a bizarre loss of form. I mean, Iliana tried very hard through the first round, certainly, so maybe a little bit fatigued back for the jump off.
Olivier, is that not just indicative of how, even if you have one of the greatest riders in the world, Iliana looking outstanding, a track like this can just throw out challenges for you that can hold up even the best in the world?
Yeah, he wanted to win the class and took every risk, and on the end the horse had 1 down, and then the horse lost a bit of a concentration and had 2 more. I mean, that's the risk of the game. If you want to win, you got to go.
And for someone who's not too sure, speak to us about trying to do that balance of giving it some blood, but also realizing that there has to be a bit of control in what you're doing. It cannot just be full steam. How do you try and balance that in a high-pressure situation like this?
I mean, you have to know your horse very, very well, because while you go over the limit, you get a rail, so it's really trying to keep them together and pushing your horse to the limit.
All right, Lorenzo De Luca, the new man in. Simon de Lestre still leads, 32.06.
This horse has got more ground cover per stride than Cayman Jolly Jumper, but can he turn quick enough? The first round was immaculate. 32.06, the time to beat. Lorenzo De Luca down to the wall. Now this is the all-important turn. It's quite a wide turn. He makes doubly secure of this highly influential combination and is clear through it. No, he's not. I don't believe it. The vertical out goes. Lorenzo took a wide line to make certain. Oh, yoy, yoy. 2.56 seconds the deficit. Lorenzo De Luca homebound with Japaloop. The 3rd Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix this year. And it doesn't come off, I'm afraid, for the Italian on his bid to win his 4th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix.
LGCT Grand Prix winner of Falconzuard last season. There will be no follow-up for Lorenzo De Luca. Talk to me about what you watched there from Lorenzo. Didn't really feel as if it was flowing quite nicely.
No, the horse also has a very, very big stride, and with a big stride, it's nearly a disadvantage in this arena. So that's why he got also an early rail, and then, I mean, he couldn't go any faster with the horse. But I mean, the horse did well also, and I would not be surprised to see him again in some jump-offs later on the season.
Surprised that there are only 3 clears out of those that have gone thus far? Were you expecting more?
Yeah, Simon's time was very fast, so people are really risking it to go quicker. So I mean, yeah, I mean, Simon's getting closer and closer to win this class.
Okay, and closer to a guaranteed podium already. Jur Freeling is next in the ring. The time to beat still 32.06 of Simon de Lestre.
Win on a 5-star Grand Prix first timer, and yeah, the first fence doesn't come off at all, I'm afraid. They missed their beat into the takeoff point badly. Canan JR on course for Jur. And again, yeah, this horse I think is occasion affected. Looks a little bit blown in his mind, I think, by the occasion. He's only 10 years of age, son of Cornet Zablensky. We know the Cornet offspring, they're very sensitive, very brilliant as well.
Jur Freeling wrapping up his jump-off round, I'm afraid, not going the way he would have wanted. 4 fences going down, a very early fence as well. I know it's difficult to identify. Is that a little bit of nerves when a first fence is going down? What is causing you on a very first fence, Olivier, to already have that fault so early?
Looked like the horse got very excited, and he was trying to keep it together, and then he got really away off the jump, and he had no distance to start, and then he had an early rail, then rolled back to the accommodation, he got his wind, and I think the horse got completely confused.
Kind of falls apart, doesn't it?
When these jump-offs, whenever the rhythm is broken and everything, then it's hard to pick it up again. So I mean, he was just thinking to forget about this run and go to the next one.
Okay, so as it stands, we've now had 2, 4, 6, 8. That is the 9th of our 12 down, and still it is Simon de Lestre with a time of 32.06. Kim Emmen, Fernando Martinez Soma, and Harry Charles, the only 3 riders left to take that time away. Kim Emmen and Imagine NOP. Oh, what a pair this is. Let's watch Kim Emmen try and beat Simon de Lestre.
NOP as she bids for her first 5-star Grand Prix win. And what a win this would be on the Longines Global Champions to Imagine NOP. Sets off in pursuit of Simon de Lestre's 32.06 second leading time. Kim Emmen down through the double. We await the split time here. She's clear over the violet spirals. Now this turn, she'll be close enough here, I think. 1.29 of a second to find here. Kim Emmen, Imagine, now turn back to the final fence. The gallop is on, 26.6 kilometers on the clock. Kim Emmen comes home. She's going to be outside. 2.02 seconds just shows how quick Simon de Lestre was down to the final fence. And the Frenchman breathes again.
It's a performance that won't win her tonight's LGCT Grand Prix, but it does currently put her into 2nd place. Potential podium for Kim Emmen. Your thoughts on Imagine NOP?
Very good round. Also not natural, the quickest horse, but she did a very, very good jump off, and I don't think she could have done much more than that.
It was looking as if she was getting really tight where she could. Fernando Martinez Soma, 2nd last man to go. We spoke a lot to him in 2024 about Lady van der Hartenhoven in particular, but high five again. A performance like this here tonight, he's going to be delighted about that, regardless of what happens here on this jump-off for FMS, correct?
Yeah, very good. I mean, the horse, he did amazing producing it now, and Fernando's a quick rider. I mean, I would not be surprised if he managed to be on the podium.
Okay, let's see if he gets onto the podium. As that stands now, it's Simon de Lestre in 1st, Kim Emmen in 2nd, and Max Weishaupt in 3rd. Can FMS, Fernando Martinez Soma, get onto the podium? The time to beat, still 32.06 of Simon de Lestre.
Now Mexico trying to win this Grand Prix for the first ever time in history here in Monaco. Fernando Martinez Soma gets a good start with high five. Deft turn back to the combination. Yeah, very slippery, and he is clear down through there. High five meets the violet spirals beautifully. The crowd has fallen deadly silent here because will not be too far away. 0.88 to find. High five now, this the moment for Fernando Martinez Soma to surely go for broke down to the final fence. He's going to be outside the French time. And the last fence goes. Oi, 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 2.8 seconds was the arrears. Bold effort from Fernando Martinez Soma.
No one has got barely within 2 seconds of Simon de Lestre now. If we look at the leaderboard, 32.06, Kim Emmen in 2nd at 34. There's 2 seconds left on that clock. Harry Charles and Sherlock, the last combination ago. If no one has got within 2 seconds of that, is that doable for Sherlock and Harry Charles?
I think he can do it. I think he can do it. I've seen a couple of really fast jumps. I think last year in London he also won with this horse, the Grand Prix. That was also very fast, so I'd say he's going to be close.
Story of the season for him, without a doubt, winning in London in 2024. No one has got within 2 seconds of Simon de Lestre. Can Harry Charles and Sherlock do that? Pick up another LGCT Grand Prix win tonight. One final rider, only Harry Charles, standing in the way of a LGCT win for Simon de Lestre. The time to beat is 32.06. Harry Charles versus Simon de Lestre.
Harry Charles enters for Great Britain, the last man standing in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco. Peter can't watch either. 32.06 the time. Harry Charles sets off in pursuit of Sherlock. He won last year in London. Is on the course, Harry, down to the wall. The turn is pretty crisp, I think, back to the combination. Naturally, a very fast horse down through the double. Harry down, then that was a brilliant turn of foot to the Violet Spirals. That was a great get-up point on the time. But a wider turn into the Longines Global Champions Tour Oxa. And 1.13 seconds here for Harry Charles to find. Harry Charles flaps his elbows to try and gain speed down to the last fence, but it's in vain, I'm afraid. Harry Charles cannot catch Simon de Lestre. There is the champion, the winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco's 19th edition. Harry has a generous smile in defeat. He is second, 33.9. And I do apologise to Simon de Lestre because I thought the time was beatable. How wrong was I? Harry gave it everything.
It is the night of Simon de Lestre. He has done it. He is now an LGCT Grand Prix winner of Monaco for 2025. Very early to go, Olivier. Always very tricky to hold off another 9 riders in the jump off. That talks about, with very little before him, how good a round that is for him to get over the line.
It was a very fast round. I mean, the horse is also very fast, but it's not so easy to control it. But I mean, Simon just knew to where he could go, and it was really a round deserved to win today.
What are your thoughts on Harry Charles? Having won in London, you already alluded to that earlier. Another podium here. We know the summer that he had last year, turning out to be quite the rider, quite the future ahead of him.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, today also, I don't think he could have gone so much faster to the win. So I think just Simon's horse was faster. But I mean, he did it exactly as fast as he could go, and I think today, second is the highest he could have won.
All right, Olivier Philipparts, we love having you in the studio. Thank you very much for joining us, getting some thoughts, getting some insight, getting some reaction from Olivier Philipparts about tonight's jump-off. Simon de Lestre, Harry Charles and Kim Emmen, 1, 2 and 3 in Monaco for 2025. We take a break. When we return, we have the winners in the studio, and we continue to break down this incredible night in Monte Carlo, Monaco. We'll see you shortly. Nice, dude. Thank you. Thank you very much, brother. We'll see you later. What a performance from Simon de Lestre. The man goes on to win tonight's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Monaco. The Frenchman and Cayman jolly jumper, jumping better and quicker than everybody else. A 12-rider jump-off that saw some of the best in the world go head-to-head here in Monaco. And the win goes to Simon de Lestre. Harry Charles in second, Kim Emmen in third. Let's show you those results, remind you as to how things ended here. With the sun having set over the incredible Porticule, it's the top three of de Lestre, Charles and Emmen. Max Weishout, what a performance for him. Frustrating to have just missed out on a podium. But it's Peter de Vos who finds himself in fifth place. Andreas Schouw finds himself in sixth. Michael van der Vleuten, the Dutchman, finishing in seventh. Fernando Martinez Sommer will be very happy with getting into tonight's jump-off. A surprise for Mariana Chavez. She too is in the jump-off. And Lorenzo De Luca, the LGCT Grand Prix winner of Valkenswaard last season, finishes inside the top 10. Such a big jump-off. And unfortunately, for those below, it was not going to be a podium. That right, that honor belongs to Simon de Lestre, to Harry Charles, and to Kim Emmen as well. Joined in the studio by, surely by now, you have to know, you have to understand that Natalie Dean is always someone that we want to go to. Hi, Natalie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you here. Let's get your thoughts before we chat about this. How was Akota M today?
Akota was very good. We had an unlucky fence down, but I thought she jumped her heart out, and sometimes it goes that way.
This is difficult enough to explain, let alone to ride, but do your best to try and tell us just how and why jumping here in a Monaco ring like this is as challenging as it is.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very, very small ring, and it's a bit of a weird shaped ring, which makes it ride even smaller. Coming from America, I'm not used to riding in such small rings, so it was definitely a bit of a challenge for me this week, but I'm really proud of my horse.
I think you have the right to be, and I look forward to seeing what's going to happen throughout the rest of the summer. Did you walk the jump-off earlier on today?
Yeah.
Talk to me about what you walked, because I'd like to get your thoughts on it before we unpack what happened, because not every rider wants to walk the jump-off. Sometimes it's a superstitious thing. I have no idea. I'm glad you walked it. How did you walk it? How did it feel when you were busy in the ring?
Yeah, for me with Akota, I tend to do different numbers than everyone else. She's quite a small horse. I definitely didn't walk 4 after the double, which Simon made look super easy, and I think that's where maybe if Kim had done 4, maybe she could have caught up a little bit, but I think really it was Simon's night, and he was the one to beat.
How much of a surprise was it to have 12 in the jump-off? In years gone by, I think we had 2 last year. I think we've maybe had 3 or 4 in years gone by. To have as many as 12 this year, how much of a surprise was that?
Yeah, actually, when I walked it, I thought it was quite difficult. It actually rode a bit nicer than it walked, but they were big jumps for such a small ring, and actually all the horses came out and jumped amazing today. I think the course designer did a good job, and for 1.5 million, it's exciting to have 12 in the jump-off.
That's it, 1.5 million euros up for grabs tonight. That's what everyone was fighting for. When you have such a big jump-off, does preparation change? I assume it's a little bit different when you're jumping against 3 or 4, because the ability or maybe to be enticed to get onto the podium, you ought to only just be 1 or 2 riders. When there's 12 of them out there, how much does that change the approach maybe for some riders?
Yeah, for sure. I think some riders maybe play it a bit safe and try to have a smooth double clear to try to get on the podium. Simon obviously went for the win, and I think most of these riders were really aiming their horses for the win this week. You could really tell everyone brought their top horses here.
Absolutely. And if you take a look at the jump-off, Michael van der Vleuten, Peter de Vos, Simon de Lestre, Andreas Schouw, Henrik von Ackermann, Jur Freeling, Kim Emmen, Harry Charles. I mean, it is a jam-packed lineup of the best this weekend, getting into this tonight's jump-off and trying to get their share. As Natalie says, the 1.5 million euros up for grabs. We are standing by. The podium is officially being built around us. There will be champagne, there will be trophies, there will be the works. Thoughts on Simon de Lestre?
Yeah, I mean, he's had an unbelievable year with that horse. They know each other like the back of their hands at this point. I think this is their 3rd 5-star Grand Prix win this year alone. And I think just that they keep getting better and better, and really they're the ones to beat.
It's interesting to see what that's going to do for Simon's LGCT championship as well, by the way. We'll update you with the overall rankings. We know that for the first half of the season, he was going toe-to-toe with Gilles Thomas. As it stands now, Gilles doesn't make it into the jump-off. Simon de Lestre maximizes, so that's going to have a real impact as well. Are you keeping an eye on the leaderboard? Is it something that you focused on at all? Are you seeing a little bit of a battle opening up between?
Yeah, I think For sure, Gilles has had an unbelievable year. He's been clear in I don't know how many LGCT Grand Prix so far.
9-year-olds as well, by
Yeah.
the way, just to put it out there in case anyone is not sure how Gilles can flick a coin and pick what 9-year-old to jump this weekend and goes clear. But yes, carry on.
Yeah, I think Simon's had a unbelievable, and he's trying to really keep himself in the fight for that championship. For me, honestly, I'm focusing more on the GCL championship. For sure, for the Iron Dames, that's really the priority this year. And hopefully our team can pull off a win.
Talk to us about how the overall week has been here for you in Monaco. You mentioned the GCL, you mentioned the Iron Dames and Canstars, etc. It wasn't a great weekend for the Monaco Comets, but in general, your time spent here in Monaco, how would you?
Yeah, it's actually my first time in Monaco, so it was quite fun to be here and explore a bit. And the crowd here is unbelievable, and the weather's been very, very hot, but it's nice for us to have this weather. For my horses, it's actually good because they're a bit crazy, so it helps a bit. And I think it's a really cool show.
How much of an impact does the crowd make? Because difficult for the cameras to show it now as the sun is kind of set around us, but there's a huge amount of people that kind of gather up alongside the one side here. On the far side, you can see there's tribunes, there's grandstands. It does give you the impression, it's kind of Prague-like, but it has that impression of the fans really being up to the signboards immediately. Is that something that, as much as we talk about for the playoffs in particular, does that become a factor, or is that something that we like to discuss maybe making itself a factor?
Yeah, I think for the experienced horses, they're quite used to crowds at this point. But for sure, if you have a bit of a spookier horse, having the crowd so close is definitely a factor.
Is that something that you can try and eliminate it all? Like if your horse is slightly younger, is that something you just have to grit and bear through? Is this something you can work on?
Yeah, I think that the horses sort of just have to get used to it, and they learn through experience. And I think all the horses actually in the Grand Prix had good rounds, and I think they'll all get better from it. And I thought the courses there did a great job this week.
How does the rest of the summer look for you? There's a bit of a break now from a global champions perspective. We have a few weeks off until we get to London. Talk to me about what is happening over the next couple of weeks. What is the next GC show that we'll see you at?
Yeah, our team is having a meeting on Monday because now it's officially the second half of the season. So we're going to have a big meeting and really plan the second half. So we'll go from there.
Was there originally always the conversation to kind of plan the first 50% and make that the defining point before going any further?
Yeah, for sure. We met at the beginning of the year. We had a training camp in St. Moritz, which was an unbelievable experience for all of us. And we really met there in person with everyone and with Deborah. And we tried to make the best plan for the first half, and now we'll do again the same for the second half.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in that second half and see how it plays out. Thank you for your time tonight. We appreciate your insights and your time always. Natalie Dean joining us live in studio to give us some thoughts and some reaction to tonight's spectacular jump off and also to her time here in Monaco. It has been a fantastic week for all the riders, for all of the horses as well. The horses are getting ready. I see gowns on. If I look down the tunnel, I see that they are standing by. Simon de Lestre, Harry Charles and Kim Emmen are getting ready to come into the studio. Well, by the way, Simon de Lestre might come here, but we're going to see them come through the tunnel onto the podium. There will be champagne, there will be watches, there will be celebrations. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the top three of Monaco 2025. Welcome into the ring in a few moments' time. Simon de Lestre, Harry Charles and Kim Emmen, your podium finishers in 2025.
Two prize givings tonight. Firstly, the royal prize giving, and we are delighted to welcome La Princesse Caroline and Madame Charlotte Casiraghi, accompanied by the president of the event here, Diana Fissore, and the president of the Longines Global Champions Tour, that is Jan Tops. And delighted to welcome in the 19th winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour, Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco. It is Francis Simon de Lestre who wins with Cayman Jolly Jumper. In second, Great Britain's Harry Charles and Sherlock, 33.9 for the Brits, and Kim Emmen is third with Imagine NOB from the Netherlands, 34.08. We stand, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate the national anthem of the winning combination tonight. It is France.
Please rise to the national anthem of the winner, the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix de Prince de Monaco, by Cayman Jolly Jumper, Simon de Lestre, France.
congratulations. The 19th edition of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco goes to Simon Delestre and Cayman Jolly Jumper. They win by 1.87 seconds of a world-class field. A spectacular year is crowned here at Porte-Cool. And I'd like to welcome La Princesse Caroline and Madame Charlotte Casseraghi, the royal family, to congratulate Simon Delestre for his win at their home here, the Principality of Monaco, this evening. I'd like to welcome as well the event president here, Diana Fissore, alongside the president of the Longines Global Champions Tour, Jan Tops. An extraordinary sport that Jan has again crafted. Now 19 years, the Longines Global Champions Tour started back in 2006. And Simon Delestre's first win, 2014 in Antwerp with Hermes Ryan. It's a stunning win for him with Cayman Jolly Jumper. After second in Cannes, he comes good to win the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco 2025. 1.87 seconds in show jumping is a landslide victory. The Longines Watch presented by Benjamin Manukunian, who is the communication manager of Longines. Thank you so much to Longines once again for their wonderful support of this incredible series. Harry Charles comes within touching distance of the win here. He will return home with €300,000 for the reserve champion place. Harry is second with Sherlock, 12-year-old son of Biscuit Baloo C, that is owned by Dad Peter Charles and the Z stable. Well done to Harry, a brilliant effort again. Just denied by the sheer French flair, the brilliance of Simon Delestre with his outstanding Cayman Jolly Jumper. The son of the former Olympic champion Hickstead, who won in Hong Kong in 08 with Eric Lemaise. Harry Charles is second, having won last year's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in London, where we'll go for the next leg 9, to Royal Chelsea Hospital. And well done to Kim Emmen. The Dutch brought 3 into the jump-off, and she is the outstanding Dutch pair tonight. Kim Emmen has her best Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix finish ever. It is third for Imagine NOP, this beautiful son of Cassini Gold. 34.08, 2.02 seconds down on the winning time. And Kim actually only 1800ths of a second in behind Harry Charles in second. Thank you very much to La Princesse Caroline, to Madame Charlotte Casseraghi, to the event president Diana Fissore here in Monaco, and to the Longines Global Champions Tour president Jan Tops for the award ceremony this evening here in Monaco. So think of the Grand Prix wins of Cayman Jolly Jumper and Simon Delestre a moment, because they won the 5-star Grand Prix in Sartogenbosch in March. The following Sunday they won Le Saut Hermes in Paris. They were second in Cannes by 0.4 of a second to Harry Smollers in Monaco. They win here in Monaco. What an extraordinary season they have enjoyed. We now come to the podium, and well done. It is third for Kim Emmen tonight. Connie Viskel and Eric Burkos, beautiful grey Imagine NOP. Harry Charles, the reserve champion. Superb finish for the British Gladiator. Sherlock is second, 33.9. But the king of Porte-Cool, the winner of the 19th edition, the 4th French win in the history. The last 3 years have all been in French occupation. Simon Delestre wins with Cayman and Jolly Jumper. Quite extraordinary display. 32.06 the winning time. And Tops, the president of the Longines Global Champions Tour, goes forward to congratulate and award Kim Emmen with the 3rd place trophy.
The Monaco California President, the Longines Global Champions Tour today.
Saragi congratulates Harry Charles for second. It's like Slawak and Benjamin Manoukian, the communication manager of Longines, who has the Longines timepiece this evening to award to the champion, Simon Delestre, and Cayman Jolly Jumper. Princess Caroline congratulates the champion here in Monaco. It is Simon Delestre who wins the 19th edition of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince du Monaco this evening. Quite extraordinary display again, and who would bet against them winning another Grand Prix this year? I think that is a virtual certainty, and maybe we've heard Simon say that he wants to win the Super Grand Prix in Prague come November. The bubbles burst here and now, and Simon Delestre is thoroughly soaked by Kim Emmen. Well done to Simon and Cayman Jolly Jumper, the winners this evening. Gets a nice collar load from the Dutch lady, and Harry Charles gets a faceful. It's certainly a very well-received win for Simon Delestre. The crowd on their feet to enjoy these scenes here after an emphatic Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco here at Portecule. It has been, I don't like to use the word too often, but it has been sensational sports, quite simply. Charles has a great second place, but this pair, they go from strength to strength again in 2025. What they can do, we wait and see. Thinking towards the World Championships next year in Aachen. We wait and see. Simon Delestre as well, of course, nominated for the French team in advance of the Europeans in La Coruña. The winners of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prince de Monaco, Simon Delestre strikes another mighty win this evening. He had to be at his brilliant best, hotly pursued by Harry Charles. But there is your champion. Leg 7 here in Monaco goes to Simon Delestre, and Cayman Jolly Jumper. He secures the golden ticket to the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix in Prague. Good night from us in Monaco. We'll see you next time in London for leg 9. From myself, Ed Holloway, good night. Well done to Simon Delestre.
What a performance that has been from Simon de Lestre, and what a podium celebration. Some champagne doing the rounds as well. We will have your Monaco champion in the studio in a few moments' time. We'll also get the thoughts and some reaction from second place Harry Charles and third place Kim Emmen, rounding out the podium tonight on a magnificent 1.5 million euro LGCT Grand Prix here tonight in Monte Carlo in the Porte Cool. It has been a sensational night. And now as the sun has begun to set and the lights have opened up alongside the mountain and opened up on all of the yachts behind us, it is a glorious view. Let's show you how the rankings look. This is a fascinating end to the night and the impact that this now has. Because, ladies and gentlemen, while Gilles Thomas did not make it into the jump-off, he still holds on to a relatively comfortable lead. We did tell you at the start of the night that he could not, rather, in any circumstance, lose the lead. But what a power play from Simon de Lestre, the man in second place, to cash in and take maximum points to try and close the gap as much as he could on Gilles Thomas. It is an outstanding move from de Lestre. Andreas Schouw, by the way, moves up from 5th to 3rd. We see some movement as well for Peter de Vos, for Natalie Dean, even for Michael van der Vleuten and Nadia Pieter-Steiner. A shake-up of the top 10 as Monaco now comes to a close thanks to tonight's LGCT Grand Prix. As it stands going into London, the next stage, that battle still between Gilles Thomas, between Simon de Lestre, but things are starting to shake up, and that becomes fascinating. Here comes the delivery, Flospis Jones in hand. Simon de Lestre is in the ring. He's now in the studio. I have a present that's not so exciting. It's my present for you. It's all I can offer you. Some cold water if you want to wash out as well. Simon, wow. Talk to me about how you're feeling. That is a magical night for you. Talk to me about how that was.
Yeah, feeling is difficult to describe because there was really a point in the season, this Grand Prix with Cayman. I would say now is the third Grand Prix he won this year, 5-star. Second in Cannes, because I don't take the last risk in the jump-off. And winning here, I have no word for that, for saying how good this horse is and how lucky I can ride and be his rider.
It's been an incredible few months for you both, hasn't it?
Yeah, Cayman is always, he's active, he's hot, but when you can just control him just a little, I can help him, then he can jump like 170 from nothing. He had massive counter, last quality. He's a different level of horses.
Can we talk about the jump-off that you walked? I want to start from the beginning. Talk to me about walking the jump-off, because some riders have said to us that the walking and the riding felt a little bit different. Before you came out to jump, when you walked it, what were you expecting?
Honestly, in the jump-off, I tried, the thing I was third to go. We are 12, for sure, some fast behind me, so it's not the easiest position. I knew I had to do something special to win today. It's only 1-2. I don't want to do the 7 because I was worried to be too much outside to go to the combination. Then I do 8 collecting, then I turn short. I have a little bit holding distance going in the combination. Then I land far from the vertical. Then I can catch the 4, which was tough already. And he jumped the 4, he turned really quick and catch the 5 one more time. And at the end, when I straight line, I just opened my finger and just he had a so big counter. Then I can jump the last and I have the first distance I can push. Then I knew it was tough to beat.
So that was my question. I wanted to ask you how good it felt, because when you're so early to go, you're right, you're third to go. It's difficult to judge. When you came out at 32.06, did you think, hey, this might get me there already?
I think it's always beatable, you never know,
sure.
But I was thinking for sure a podium. Because I know the horse.
You already, I'm on the podium.
The horse
sure.
is super fast and I have every first distance, one stride less every line. So normally, podium I was really thinking.
Talk to me about the championship standings that I have for you here. This is the update. Today, Gilles Thomas led by 42 points. You have now made a huge move eating into that.
What's my
158 plays 133. What an important night
what
for
is
you.
this?
158.
158.
158 plays 183. Okay. It's a massive, massive jump for you. Yes, it's still second, but everyone talked about the lead that Gilles has. What a night for you to maximum points and cut into that. How serious do you start to take this LGCT championship
of course. The thing is, Gilles at the moment, he had 3 Grand Prix horses. And I have Amelusina is out, so I had to save a little bit Cayman, but every Grand Prix jump is almost on the podium. So the way is still long, but I am in the course for sure.
Does it begin to affect the planning? Now that you're aware of
Cayman,
you've got to be very careful.
Yeah, Cayman, I have one planning until the beginning of the season. I think now he jumped for sure less than 20 rounds. Mm-hmm. He won 3 Grand Prix, 1 time second, and still good in Saint-Tropez. So I just continue on the same planning, same schedule, and I will fight strong, but I keep my planning.
I have 2 questions from social media. We've asked people to send us questions at Longines Global Champions Tour. Who was the first person you called?
I called first Nicolas Hochstatter, my partner on the horse, the half owner with me, and he's the first one. He's not here. He's in Vichy with his daughter to prepare the European in La Corogne, but he was the first.
And here's another one. If somebody wants to become the next Simon Delestre, what would you tell them? What is the advice you give to a young rider who watches you tonight and says, "Oh, I want to be like this"? What's the advice you give?
Yeah, like this is, I would say, the cherry on the cake, but it's a long process, especially with a horse like Cayman. It's now 4th or 5th season. He's very tough horse and takes a lot of time to bring him until this level, piece per piece. But when you can build this, take your time, work hard, and everything can happen.
And finally, this gives you a golden ticket to the LGCT Super Grand Prix. You will compete in that in Prague later this year. What will it feel like for you to get into that Super Grand Prix, that LGCT Super Grand Prix? Because that is another really, really big moment. 1.5 million euros up for grabs tonight. That is another very big opportunity to compete
of course,
in the LGCT.
Especially with a horse like Cayman, can win everything. It's a big opportunity.
Okay. Simon Delestre, it's fantastic to have you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Enjoy your night.
Thanks a lot.
Champion.
I will.
Yeah, I know you will. I know you will. I hope something goes inside here to have a nice cold drink to enjoy. Simon Delestre, the champion of Monaco in 2025. It has been an outstanding night for him, an outstanding night for Cayman Jolly Jumper. Let's get some thoughts from Kim Emmen and hear the reaction from the Dutch lady.
Kim, that is your best Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix result. You must be thrilled.
Yes, I'm very happy. Imagine done great, and also in a jump of only 2 seconds lower than Simon, so we get closer, but and I'm very happy.
It was an incredibly fast jump off tonight as well. Just how tough was the competition?
I think it was a really tough class. There was still enough clears, but the course rode super, I have to say, but it was challenging enough.
You were 23rd here last year, I looked it up. You're now 3rd here and on the podium. That progression of your partnership must mean a lot.
Yes, we have made so much progression now because we are also teamed up a bit longer. Last year we were very short together, only 7 months I think. So we had to get to know each other, but last year I had a good training here before Paris Olympics because there I was 3 times clear, so then the result here didn't matter anymore.
Just how special do you think Imagine will be continuing into the future?
Okay, Imagine is now already super special. I was clear in Rome in the Nations Cup, clear in Rotterdam in the Nations Cup, and then now double clear here and 3rd, so yeah.
Huge congratulations tonight, well done.
Thank you very much.
The thoughts of Kim Emmen and Imagine NOP getting onto the LGCT podium tonight. It is an outstanding performance from Kim Emmen. And let me tell you, a lot of people very, very excited by Imagine NOP and the performances that we are seeing from Kim again and again and again. It's 3rd place for Kim Emmen and it's 2nd place for Harry Charles, an LGCT Grand Prix winner of London in 2024. He falls 1 position shy here tonight, but it's still an outstanding achievement. Let's hear from 2nd place, Harry Charles.
Harry, what a night, what a jump off. You had to go last. How intense was it?
It was pretty intense. Probably going last helped me in that situation because the other guys just seemed to knock fences down, luckily for me. But yeah, it was a tricky jump off. In this ring all week I've been struggling in it. It's so tight, probably the smallest one we'll ride all year, I hope anyway. And it just comes up so quick, especially when we're riding on the grass outside in big rings. You come here, you just got to think, and the horse has got to think as quick as you do. So it's a bit of an adjustment. So luckily tonight it wasn't perfect, but Sherlock gave me everything, and I'm more than happy with second.
I saw Michael van der Vleuten giving you a little bit of advice just before you went in. What did he say to you?
I actually asked him if the 4 was on, because I think only him and Simon did it. So looking back, I would have probably done 5. It was so far away. I wasn't even in the ring when I took off. But Sherlock had a big enough step and he trusted me, so thanks to him. It was not the best distance. But he told me I would get it, and he was right, so yeah, thanks to him.
Just proves the scope of Sherlock, actually. The atmosphere in here tonight was electric, just for us watching. What was it like for you as a rider here in Monaco? Yeah, it's awesome. This is I haven't been here in 6 years, and the show's grown quite a bit with the addition of a new warm-up and the grandstands, and it was absolutely packed. You know, everyone's kind of crammed in, which gives it a great atmosphere and good buzz, and yeah, I really enjoyed it tonight. A wonderful result as well. Well done, Harry.
Thank you very much.
The thoughts of the incredibly talented Harry Charles finishing in second place tonight, but the evening belongs to Simon Delestre. The Frenchman wins here in Monaco tonight. He takes home maximum points, and because of that, he eats into the championship lead of Gilles Thomas. The two of them are making this a very, very exciting championship race. Andreas Schou, just by the way, moves into third place on the overall rankings as well. But as it stands, Gilles Thomas, Simon Delestre are making this a fascinating 2-horse race going into the second half of the season. Can Andreas Schou make up ground? Can those in the top 10 make up ground? You'll have to wait and see until London. That is our next stage. For now, we will celebrate. The lights are out, the music is on, and the vibe in the Porticule is ready for that of a Saturday night to celebrate and enjoy the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. I also believe there's quite a big party happening at Nikki Beach as well, by the way. I think the crew might well pick up as quickly as we can and head out there as well. Have a fantastic night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the very next stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour, and that is in London. Bye-bye.